Right, it's been a few days. I'm gonna try and do a quick one here. It's a bit late here on Tuesday morning, but Monday was pretty good, closing a high of day, very strong day. Gold and the miners were going up despite the S&P, the market's going down. I was noticing like S&P was making a new low of day, and then you had gold and the miners go up. I haven't seen that in a long time. That's really bullish, I think. But yields are the problem. I'll get to yields in a second, but we still didn't break out. What I really think we need here is a close above 4,450. We almost did it yesterday, but we didn't. We didn't even touch 4,450, let alone close above it, but it was a very good day. So today, a bit of red, small retracement, doesn't really count because it's very early here, Tuesday. But yeah, 4,450 is what I want in gold before we can start saying, all right, we've broken out of this descending, right? I wasn't sure whether it counted. We hit it twice here, then nothing for a while. But I left the line in anyway, and it seems to be resistance for now. I could actually remove it and just replace with a, I'll do it because I know that line, and this line will be replaced. So 4,450, that's what I think we need now. Keep it simple. Next up, I think is 4,600 actually. Well, I've had that line the whole time, and I think it makes sense. If you were to close above 4,450, that would be a nice move. It wouldn't be a small one. It'd be big enough to confirm a breakout above 4,450. So that's gold on the upside. Downside, I'm not covering because honestly, I thought we would have gone down last week a bit more. Silver, same sort of thing. We're hitting this resistance here. So the 4,450 close that we need for gold, I think would equate to about 67 in silver, right? You can see we've hit it many times, retrace. So 4,000, sorry, 67 silver, then you move to 71, I would say. All right. I used to say 70, but basically 71, which seems really doable. That would equate to gold's move, I think, to 4,600. So those remain resistance, still need that close so far today. Bit red, 1%. Doesn't count. It's still very early. Miners, stronger. Miners are stronger, which is beautiful. I mean, also touched the last high. The open was the high. That was a kind of a bearish candle, and the next day it went down. But still, we recovered. We didn't really have a big drop. I think a lot of people expected a decent retracement because it's a huge move we've had in the metals and the miners, and not much retracement. Yesterday, again, Green Day outperformed the S&P, and I think that's pretty significant. Even though it was small percentage moves, it's still quite significant. So just to rearrange the chart a little bit, it's going to be here, let's say 93 on GDX, then boom, measured move all the way up to sort of 99. So big, I mean, we've had a huge move. It's holding. So this will probably be the range for the miners. This GDX 88 all the way to 93. That's the kind of range we're in. The rest of the miners, pretty similar stuff. Right, there's your low, there's your high. That's the range. Let's see which way we go. I can't wait to get to it, but it's all about yields. And I've said it for a while now. SIL, there's your range, same sort of thing. Yeah, basically there. It's caught in the middle. We might go towards the lower part of the range today, but it's all about the close. SILJ, same sort of thing, right? I'm not going to do all the charts. Now, DXY, this is interesting. Yeah, exactly. Something like this. We've got a small bounce, and now we're gonna, we didn't close below it, but it's all about this 99.4. Actually, we ventured below it there on that Monday yesterday, but we closed above. So let's see. I think sideways down. We flushed down to sort of 98, maybe just below. That'd be a huge move. And I said in my last video, that would be the big move up in the miners and the metals. Even though we've had a big move already, I think dollar goes down. You're kind of going to expect the metals and the miners to go up. Even if the dollar goes up, we might even go up a little bit. So I think the dollar is less relevant, but what is relevant to everyone a lot more now than before. But I've been saying yields, yields, yields. They're all going up, right? There's your 10. Let's stick to the 30. Look at this new high today. Look at yesterday though, Monday. Yields going up, new high of everything, right? That's really significant. Should take everything down, especially not especially, but the metals and the miners included didn't. We had a green day, even though this breakout, and it's everywhere. Japan, look at that. You know, the intervention does nothing. European yields, same thing, new highs, British yields. That's probably 1 or 2 weeks away from new highs everywhere. French yields, obviously, that comes under European. Yields are going up everywhere. That should take everything down. The markets are not going down too much at the moment, but they could all of a sudden. I would love the metals and the miners, especially the miners, to keep going up in the face of yields going up, because then it would stand out even more and it could go higher by a lot more. It'd be absolutely beautiful. Let's take a look at the portfolio because some miners are outperforming others. Look at Newmont went actually higher, right, than the last high. That's outperforming GDX. That's beautiful. We ventured, you could say, well, it's true. We ventured higher than the last earnings when we went all the way up there. So despite the metal prices being much lower, and all, it's Newmont is beautiful. I mean, from under 90 all the way to 120, huge move. So can it sustain? I've got my limit sells in. A few touched the last 2 days, right? So Monday, Friday, a few touched, but I want to get more aggressive. I just, I'm not sure whether we're going to go high with yields. I just don't know. If it looks like the metals and miners are going to go down, I think they'll outperform, right? We'll go down less than the markets, but we'll still go down. If that starts to happen, I might drop a few more sells in. Like they'll probably happen, a little lower than where we are now because I'm going to wait for the open. But if it looks like, I don't know, the markets or at least the metals and the miners are going to keep going up, I'm going to gamble and look for a new level up. You could have gold go towards 4,600, silver towards 70, 71. And if that happens, the miners are going to be even higher. And just to take Newmont, for example, I think Newmont could go above gap till 124. We could start venturing towards the 130s. That's crazy stuff. But one big level up in the metals and the miners, Newmont especially outperforming, could be one of the miners that start going really close to its old highs, completely outperforming the metals and its GDX ETF. So I I should just drop some sales in now because I've really sold very little. I've done two trims. One, I forgot where in Newmont, but one on the way up on the breakout, and then one recently there, whether it was Friday or Monday, I don't know. But yeah, Friday or Monday, I don't know. But yeah, and trims are needed for me because I have very little on the sidelines and we've had a huge move up. So I should really be putting a lot more on the sidelines. But that little gamble sometimes, bit of an adrenaline rush. And if we have a big level up, I should trim a lot. I hope I don't get too carried away and think, oh, a new high is coming. I mean, they are coming, but you could have this big drop before then. So the miners look wonderful, but I need to trim more. Really, really, really. Barrick, pretty good after that big drop. Yeah, filled that gap. That's interesting. So its range, now we can get rid of that. Its range is going to be, you know what? It's going to be between there and there, basically, because of that drop there. So was that news or earnings? I forgot. But anyway, that's a larger range because of that. I wouldn't, no, it's not outperforming GDX. It's just kind of on par because of this latest drop. But average, I would say, bit of a buy compared to Newmont. Agnico, really strong, made a new high, right, compared to its recent high. So outperforming, let's say, in the very short term. That's your range there. Um, let's see. Agnico, not in a hurry to sell more. I did trim that one. I know I'd put a sell just before the last high, so I was probably at 18699 or something, a little trim, but not in as much a hurry to sell because it's gotten crushed way more. And even though it's done a good percentage move, I think it could go high. It wants to go higher. Look at yesterday's candle, but today will probably be a red day or a sideways day. Wheaton, nice, testing its highs on par with the GDX, I would say. It's a huge move, really, when you think about it, from all the way down here. Huge move up. I've done two trims in this one, so if it goes up another level, I'll trim again. Basically, all the levels I should have a limit sell. I don't, but I should, and I'll try to rectify that. Royal Gold, look at that closing a high of day. This one I don't own too much, and there's this 6 month rule for me. I need to hold 6 months to make sure I really capture the whole profit. So, and it's not worth as much as the other seniors. So this one I'm just not selling for that. Let's say a strategic reason rather than tactical levels. Franco-Nevada, that came down a bit more than the others, did close a high of day, maybe one day behind its peers, closing a high of day. I'm going to leave this one. I think I've done one trim on this one only, but I'll just leave it. Metalla, what a monster. All right, I didn't do a video for a few days, so I said 919 I had to sell. I did. Boom, we filled, broke out. I think I placed another one at 999 just because I wasn't sure if the metals were going to retrace. The next sell, I think, is the limit sell is probably 1099, maybe 1040. I think I got small ones, 1049, 1099, and then I got nothing after that. Because if we're going up there, it probably means the entire sector is going up, and maybe Metalla feels like 13. So I'd probably have one at 12.99, but nothing after 10.99 for me. Wonderful, extremely happy with Metalla. Never been higher since I've owned it, of course. I'm gold. Yeah, that had a trim. I remember I was basically putting my trims in last week, and I put it below the last high. And not necessarily just below. Some of them like this one, maybe 18.49, I would have had a sell. You know, that's the kind of logic I had. I was assuming we go test the old high from up here, but fail to reach it. In this case, we broke out of it. And actually, that's a great close, above 19 too, in case there's some psychology required. So that next stop is going to be 10.50. Sorry, 20. I probably got a 20.49 sell. If I don't, I should. I've been busy doing my sales across the whole portfolio. That's why I didn't really do videos, and not just gold, silver, but space, quantum, just copper. Copper's breaking out, right? I got quite a few, like 20 different copper stocks. So that took hours and hours. Exhausting, but very fun. But this is good, right? Slightly above average because of the close above recent high. Equinox touching its old high makes sense. I think I can get rid of this one now and work purely on horizontals. Need to have that close above 12, but really need the whole sector, right? Like 4,006, yeah, 4,600 gold probably takes us all the way to 1350, where I'd have a sell at 1349. El Dorado, very nice, new high. Okay, gave back a lot, but still a better close than before. Outperforming, nice move from the low. I never really added to this like I wanted to, but I just got so much elsewhere. I understand why I didn't. Nice to see it go up, way above my average now. B2 Gold, nice, because I had a huge move up on the news. And despite that, still sort of higher highs, higher lows, generally speaking. Best close we've had since this entire move. So that's good. Let's see. I mean, but this one, if it comes down, it would be a strong buy the dip candidate. Not for me, but just in general. After big news like that, it should be one of the strongest ones on the way down and on the rebound in case we drop, if we keep going up. Next stop's going to be around 560. I think here I wanted to put my sell at 549, but I thought it was a bit low. I forgot where my sell is. But basically, I'm trying to put little trims on all the lines of resistance, but I should make them stronger because look at this move. I should put so much more on the sidelines. Harmony, another good one. Test its old highs, best close since the move up. Wants to go higher. Next stop 21, so 20.99, maybe 20.89 actually for this one. I think that's what I would have done, knowing myself. If we go down, that's the bottom of the range. Then we fill the gap, blah, blah, blah. Aris mining, which is hard because I don't have the New York ticker, but you know, that's your resistance. The last horizontal high, also this descending. Yeah, I would prefer a close above 26. That should take us to 28. So, but still, the best close popped our head above the last high. So that's also looking good. SBSW, new high there. I'm happy about that. This is one of my candidates for the biggest percentage move since the drop. I don't know how much of a, doesn't look like much, but I'm sure since the drop, yeah, almost 40%. So, do you know what I mean? That's still quite a lot, but a lot of them have actually done about that much. Pan America, this one I bought after the drop. I wasn't going around buying much at all, but Pan America was one of them because it had that big drop after earnings or whatever, and it wasn't even that bad. It was why did it drop? It missed expectations, but for a good reason. And it's Pan America. So bought that. Forgot where 48 something. It was quite high actually. It was 48, like mid 48s, if I remember. Not the best buy, but anyway, not in the mid 50s at least. This should go back up. This is, well, basically the gap fill is going to be maybe one resistance to play. That should, that's going to be underperforming for a while, that one. It's just going to need to, fill the gap, then go back here and take out its last high, and then it's got these levels on the way. So this one, oh, that's probably why I bought it. And if silver starts to march to 100, 120, forget about it. Pan America will be above 70. So it's I know why I bought it. First Majestic looks good. Looks good. Needs to close above 20. Then we can start moving up to the next horizontals. Silver going towards 70 should definitely take us to low 20s at least. Yeah, at least. Who knows? Maybe even 24. Maybe not. Maybe between 22 and 24. But it's good. It's a nice looking chart, all the way down, sideways, breakout, the descending, and now it's all about going up. But you need that catalyst. You need the metal to do it with you. CDE, very nice, popped its head above. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely above 18. So just need to close. I just need to keep going. Just need silver there. Just need silver. It's done good. Maybe slightly above average. Heckler, that's really good. And that's come down a lot. Broke out. Look at that close. Best close, near high of day, kind of almost filled the gap. Let's go back in the post gap. 20s. Just want to see 20s printed on Heckler. Then you can, well, you just need silver. I think you'd be above 21 for sure with silver in the 70s for sure. Um, right, EXK had a bit of a drop there yesterday. I assume that was news, but actually not that bad because Pan America was like minus 10% on its news days. So seeing a minus 5% is not too bad. And actually you have one or two good days and you're probably trading back towards 11. So EXK is okay. And it's a nice retracement, like go back up and the chart looks healthy. But EXK was actually outperforming for a while, so it's kind of lost that now. ASM, it's okay, went up nicely, just as I expected, comes down, nice close. If today's a green day, you could start closing above 750. It might not be though. So just stuck in a bit of a range. You got 750 on the upside, probably, I don't know, high sixes on the downside. It's a tight range. But if silver's at 70, ASM will be above 8. I'm very sure about that. So that's better than a lot of the others. It'll be trading above its Iran war bounce high. So that's cool. And then Aya, which has been a monster just back to back. Retracement, gap fill, and now we can get rid of that. And now it's a question of just going back up towards 40. 40 is your resistance. I didn't think it'd get there, but it got there real fast. And it's good to have a nice flush retracement on a gap fill, and that candle there from yesterday really helped. And remember, it was a day where the markets were red, so it's healthy. I mean, that's a perfect chart, really. So let's see if silver's going to be at 70, Aya will be above 40 for sure. Could even start hitting 50 before silver's at 80. I don't even know how to judge that, but we can't complain with Aya. So I want to keep it short because the day is already quite old. It's late morning. I just didn't do a video in a while, but very happy, especially yesterday, these yields going up. That should rain on everyone's parade, but it didn't do it to us. Now, if things go crazy, people sell everything, miners and metals could go down, should go down, but we've seen them not go down. And I would love that. I'd love it if everything goes down except the metals and the miners and the VIX. Obviously, the VIX would go up. The dollar, not sure, should go up, but if it goes down, that would be a reason for the metals to hold up in the face of such a crash. So watch out for yields. For me, the takeaway is I'm very happy with gold and silver holding these big gains they've had since the bounce, but I'm just weary with the yields. And now the mainstream is starting to talk about it too. So let's see. Good luck, but I'm still very happy where we are.